So what type of question you are going to face? Identify phrases and give form and function labels. Right. So this type of question you are going to face in your examination. Now let us see some of the examples. And as we have already seen, we will analyze all the phrases that are there in the sentence. The first sentence is, the crocodile with bright teeth swam under the tree. Right. So this is the sentence that we are going to analyze by identifying the phrases. So first what we will do is we will identify the phrases, how many phrases there are in this particular sentence. So the first phrase starts with the first word and ends with teeth. The crocodile with bright teeth is the first phrase. Second phrase is swam, and third phrase is under the tree. So these are the three phrases that we are going to analyze. Let us start with the first phrase. So first stage is to identify the head in this particular phrase. So head in this phrase is crocodile. So let us give the label. Let us give the formal and functional label. So begin with functional labels first. So the is modifier, crocodile is head, and with bright teeth is modifier. So with bright teeth is a phrase within phrase. It's a PP. With is preposition and bright teeth is an NP. Let us give the form labels. The is determiner, crocodile noun, and with bright teeth is PP. So PP is P plus NP, right? So this phrase is noun phrase, right? Noun phrase functioning as subject because it comes at the beginning, so it functions as subject. So this is the analysis of an NP functioning as subject. So head is crocodile, noun. Then we have pre-modifier, the determiner. We have post-modifier, PP, that is prepositional phrase, and the analysis of PP, that is P plus NP. Fine. Now let us move on to the second phrase, that is swam. So you might have identified this as a verb. So it is a main verb when there is only one element in verb phrase, that is main verb, and if there are more than one elements in the verb phrase, the last element functions as main verb, as we have already gone through this, right? Then let us give the form label. What is the form of this verb? Swam is VED. So it is in past tense, simple past. So it is VED. So VP, and function of this VP is predicate, right? So in this particular phrase, swam functions as main verb and form of swam is VED past. So verb phrase functioning as predicate, right? Now let us move on to the third phrase, under the tree. So how to identify the form of this phrase? We have to pay attention to the elements in this particular phrase. There are three words in this phrase: under the, and we have tree also. So the tree we can identify as a noun phrase, and here we have preposition under. So when a phrase is introduced by a preposition, we call it as a PP. So this phrase is prepositional phrase. Under is preposition plus the tree is an NP. So PP, P plus NP. And the function of this PP is adverbial of place, because the question that we can ask is where. No, and we get the answer under the tree. No, the crocodile is swimming under the tree, right? So under the tree is a PP functioning as adverbial, right? Let us take one more example. The girl selling flowers saw the bank robbers. The girl selling flowers saw the bank robbers. This is the second sentence that we have chosen for identification of the phrases and giving form and function labels. So now let us start with identification of number of phrases first. So how many phrases are there in this particular sentence? There are 3 phrases again. First phrase, the girl selling flowers. Selling flowers is also a part of the noun phrase, first phrase, that is the girl. If you bracket the girl only, then your identification is wrong. Second phrase is saw. Fine. And third phrase is the bank robbers. The bank robbers. Right. So let us start with the analysis of these phrases. The girl selling flower, first phrase first. So we have to identify the head first. In this particular phrase, girl is the word that is head and others are modifiers. So let us start giving labels. The modifier, girl, head, and selling flowers also is a modifier. But selling flowers is a clause. So we use square brackets for clause. Selling flowers is non-finite clause because selling is a verb and flowers is object, right? Let us give form labels. The pre-modifier determiner, girl, head, noun, and selling flowers is RCL, that is relative clause, non-finite relative clause it is. We have seen that non-finite relative clause functions as post modifier in an NP. So this is an NP, fine, and the function of this NP is subject as it comes at the beginning of a sentence, fine. So the girl selling flowers is a noun phrase functioning as subject, and the is determiner modifier. Selling flowers is relative clause functioning as post modifier in this phrase, right? Then the second phrase is saw, main verb. Saw is main verb, and the form label for saw is again VED because the sentence is in simple past tense. So it is VP functioning as predicate. Verb phrase has the only function that is predicate in a clause, right? So saw, main verb, VED, verb phrase functioning as predicate. So we have given all the form and function labels. Let us move on to the third phrase. the bank robbers. Right. Here also the first thing that we have to do is to identify the head in the phrase the bank robbers. So we are talking about robbers. So robbers are the head. Robbers is a word that is head, and remaining words are modifiers. Fine. So these two words are modifiers, the and bank, and let us give form labels. The determiner, bank is noun, and robbers also is noun, isn't it? These two elements are nouns in this particular phrase. But as we are talking about robbers and not the bank, robbers is the head and bank is pre-modifier, because bank is a word that is used for robbers who have looted the bank, right? So head is noun, so it is an NP. Fine. It is an NP functioning as object, because when an NP comes at the third position, there are two possibilities. One is complement and the most common is object. So when an NP comes after a content verb, it functions as object. And if to be verb is main verb, NP functions as complement, right? So these are the two sentences that we have analyzed. Now let us try drawing a tree diagram of one of the phrases. We will choose this phrase, the girl selling flowers, in order to draw a tree diagram. Fine? Skeleton analysis, which is called. So let us try with skeleton analysis of a phrase. Fine. So as we have already gone through, skeleton analysis starts with function of the phrase. So the function of the phrase, the girl selling flowers, is subject. Fine. So it is a subject. Then subject, form label, NP. Fine. So it is subject functioning as NP functioning as subject. Then we have to see how many elements are there in this NP. So there are three elements: M, H, M, pre-modifier, head, and post-modifier. So we have to draw three branches to this NP. Fine. So this is for pre-modifier. This one is for head, and this one is for post modifier. Fine. Then let us give the labels: modifier, head, and then one more modifier. So MHM we have inserted in tree diagram. And what is first modifier? What is pre-modifier? It is determiner. So let us insert these labels here: M, H, and M. Fine. So pre-modifier is determiner, labels we are expected to give. Head is noun, and post modifier is RCL. Fine. So these three labels we have given. Now, in order to show a clause in a skeleton analysis, we use triangle. right? So before that, let us write these things: determiner, noun, and this kind of triangle we have to draw, fine, and we have to write the clause below that triangle, fine. So modifier determiner is the, noun is girl, and clause is selling flowers, right? So length of this particular triangle should be matching the clause that we are inserting there. So the girl selling flowers is the phrase that we have analyzed using skeleton analysis. So the thing that we are expected to remember here is, when a relative clause or when any type of clause is shown in a skeleton analysis, we have to use a triangle to show the clause, right? Let us try one more phrase with skeleton analysis. Let us take the phrase under the tree, right? So this phrase we will take for analysis. The function of this phrase is adverbial, fine. Adverbial is the function. Form label is PP, right? PP is the form label. The structure of PP is P plus NP. So we have to draw two branches here. Two branches we need to draw. One for P and another one for NP. Fine. So this one is for P and this one is for NP. So let us give the labels P, and here we have NP, fine, P plus NP. So preposition we have to write at the bottom. Let us see what are the elements which are there in NP. The tree is an NP. Under is preposition which we have removed, and now what is remaining in NP is the and tree. Two elements are there. So the is determiner, pre-modifier, and tree is head, noun. So here also we need to draw two branches, one for pre-modifier and another one for head. So this one for pre-modifier and this one is for head, right? So here also we have to give the labels. P modifier and head, right? Let's draw the arrow once again. So modifier is determiner and head is noun, right? So modifier, determiner, head, noun, fine. Then we have to write which one is determiner and which one is noun here at the bottom, fine. So now let us see how we can write. Under is preposition, fine. Under is a preposition. The is modifier and pre is head, fine. One more arrow we have to draw in order to indicate the preposition. So under, the, and tree, all these three words should come in a horizontal alignment. That is, on the same line they should come. In this way we can draw a skeleton analysis for the phrase under the tree, isn't it? So you can choose either of the two. You can either analyze phrases using bracketing kind of analysis or skeleton analysis. You have the choice. Fine. Any question, any problem, any comment? Any doubt regarding this? Attendance कुणीच नोंदवलेलं दिसत नाही अजून. 14 लोक आहेत. Attendance पण नोंदवा. And if you have any doubts, you can ask me those things. Okay. ठीक है. ओके. अजून एखादी फ्रेज यामधली करून पाहायची आहे का? एनी अदर फ्रेज नीड टू एनालाइज? इथं क्लॉज पण आपण एनालाइज करून पाहिला. क्रोकोडाइल. We will take one more sentence and we will see how we can analyze. Fine. One more sentence we will take and we will try to analyze the phrase with bracket as well as skeleton. Fine. Peter and Mary bought an old house last year. Now let us see how many phrases are there in this sentence and how we can analyze those phrases, first with brackets and then using skeleton. Fine. So let us identify the first phrase, Peter and Mary. The subject has two nouns here, Peter and Mary, that are connected by using a conjunction. Second phrase is bought. Or let us say have bought an old house and remove last year, so that we get some different phrases for analysis. So these are the three phrases in this particular sentence that we have taken for analysis, right? So if you find these kinds of phrases that are connected with conjunctions, you might get some problem while identifying the head, right? So while identifying head in these types of phrases, you have to take into consideration, you have to remember that these kinds of phrases have two heads. Peter also is head and Mary also is head. Peter is noun and is conjunction, no? So we have to simply give the label. And Mary also is noun. So NP functioning as subject. Though there are two nouns in this NP, the phrase is one, right? NP has two heads and those two heads are connected with coordinating conjunction and. So Peter and Mary is an NP functioning as head. Now let us go to the second phrase. Have bought. Main verb is always the last element if there are 2, 3 or 4 elements in a verb phrase. So last element is main verb and remaining elements are auxiliaries. And this one is main verb, right? Let's give form labels. HV and bought is now VEN because it is present perfect tense. In present perfect tense, we use past participle form of verb, right? So this is verb phrase functioning as again predicate, fine. And the third phrase, an old house. Head is house, an is pre-modifier, old also is pre-modifier, head is house, right? Let's give form labels. An is determiner, old is adjective, and house is noun. So this is an NP. And what is the function of this NP? This NP functions as object. Fine. Object is the function of this NP, right? So from this particular sentence, out of the 3 phrases, we will try to analyze the verb phrase. Fine, verb phrase, and then we'll try to analyze this one also using skeleton, right? Skeleton analysis. Fine. So the function of this verb phrase is predicate is the function, form label is VP. How many elements are there? Have bought. 2 elements are there. So let us draw. There are 2 elements. One main phrase is there. Main phrase is always one, and one auxiliary is there. Fine. So auxiliary, main verb, right? So here we have to give the labels auxiliary, and here it will be main verb. Fine. So auxiliary, we have to draw arrows once again. So one arrow for auxiliary and one for main verb. Fine. Auxiliary is form of to have, and main verb is VEN. Fine. Once again we have to draw arrows for have, one for have, one for VEN, and then we have to write the elements. Have and bought. Right. So this is the analysis for skeleton analysis for verb phrase. Fine. Then let us see this one because it has conjunction also. So how to mark a conjunction in skeleton analysis we'll see. So the phrase is subject, right? Arrow. Then form label is NP. Fine. NP has now 3 elements. So we have to draw 3 lines here in this 3 branches in this tree. This one is for Peter, this one is for Mary, and this one is for Mary, right? So we have to write here the elements. First one is head, then we have conjunction, and then we have one more head, right? Arrows, conjunction. Conjunction we have to write at the bottom. So head, both the heads are nouns. No? So here also it is noun, and here also it is noun. Fine. Then arrows once again. Noun is Peter. Then we have conjunction, and then this noun Mary. Fine. So we have to write the phrase here. Peter.